Good morning, everybody. This is Marwan, your host. This is Marwan, your host today from Officesoft Company. Okay, we are going to start now. I would like, in the beginning, I would like to welcome you that you care to attend this presentation. And today we are going to talk about Almotakamel ERP customers' experience in working online. In this presentation, our main points will be 6 points that we are going to talk about each in some details. Okay, and after I finish, anyone can ask any question at you. Today we are going to talk about the challenges that faced most of our customers, okay, and how they overcome these challenges through Almotakamel ERP system. The main points here we are going to talk about are using web edition for online work, using approval system, using alert system, using mobile system for quick queries, using integration to link with other sites and applications. The last point will be using mobile application for of sales representatives. Now we are going to talk about the importance of working online. For example, in the past, if there is a group of company, like a holding company or a company that have multiple branches or locations, they had to have several databases and several servers to work offline, and each one is going to work offline on his server or on his database. In this time, they had some difficulties to have the information to be gathered from all over the companies or all over the branches. Okay, and now I will talk about some important things which will affect and which reflect the importance of working online. Okay, we can summarize these points in 4 points. First one is the cost. And as we know, cost is one of the most important factors in work. So if we look at the cost of hardware and software in case we are using them on offline, okay, in several places with several databases, we will find that the cost is so high in compared to work online with one server or one database. So it is important to work online. The second point is the quality. If we make a comparison between the confidence degree of the information that we get from working offline or from several places, we will find the working online that we have a high confidence in the information that we take from one place. Also, concerning the technical support, okay, the service that we get to be dedicated to one place is much more important and higher efficiency than we take some technical support or some service for a lot of places. The third point is time. Mainly, time is a very important factor, especially for high management, that they need to get some information in a quick way. So this will affect their decision making. The fourth point is special circumstances like coronavirus curfew, okay, and which is the whole world is suffering from. And right now, these circumstances are affecting also the decision making of this management, that they are going to reduce their working hours and reduce their people who is going to work in light of curfew and preventing mixture. Right now, Almotakamel Web Edition, we can use it. We can use one license with tens of users, and with a click of a button, I can get any report, any information that I need immediately as soon as the transaction is made on the server. We have a lot of practical experiments with our customer and also successful experiments. We have more than one customer in the Middle East, okay? And for example, we are going to take some examples to talk about. We have a client in Saudi Arabia called Safa Foam Group for bed mattress and manufacturing and furniture manufacturing. This customer started working on Almotakamel at 2011. Okay, he had only 2 factories at this time, and they are working online. After that, they extended. They decided to extend, and they had more than 15 outlets. Okay, and another factory, and they joined easily to work on Almotakamel ERP web edition. Later on, they decided to extend more, and they had 2 other factories, one in India and one in Egypt. And also they joined Almotakamel ERP web edition at the same time and easily. This way, their management had the chance to have an information about each location or each company in each country, and also had a very good chance to have a consolidated information about the whole activities in the whole countries that they are working on. Also, we have another successful example in Egypt branch. Okay, it is a garment factory called Boreal. He has about 10 branches, okay, plus the factory itself, and all of them are using Almotakamel web edition from the main branch. Another example, we have a commercial company called Zamani Perfumes, which have about 30 branches all over the Gulf area. Okay, and they had a problem in knowing the balances all over the branches. Okay, through Almotakamel web edition, we managed to give them the most important information about the balances, about the clients, okay, from the same place. Also, we have another example in Oman, a company called Global Phone Technology. They are working in cell phones trade, okay, and they had about 7 branches, and they are working from the main branch. They are linked to the other branches and working together all together from the same server online. Okay, and also they have salesmen go to the market and use the system as well, and we are going to talk about this in the next points. Okay, but right now there is a question: what is the most important things that may worry the high management or the owners from working online? Okay, and how we could get over this, okay, through Almotakamel web edition. The answer to this question is securing database, okay, that they need to make sure that their employees are going to work in working days and working time, okay, because everyone will have a link, will have a username and password, so he can get to the system at any time. So the high management need to maintain that they are going to stick to the working hours and working times as well. Also, they need to know about the transaction that this employees is going to make on the system. They have to maintain that they are going to work properly and so on. Through the audit system, okay, which is a part of Almotakamel, we can follow up the user's transaction, okay, to know all about it, to have a historical data about the transactions happened, who made it, okay, when and who made it. If it is modified, also we can know about this. We can take a report and know when he made this transaction, when he modified, when he deleted. Also, there is a monitoring for the values of the transaction modified, so that they can know about the modification value before modification and after modification. Let us see some of these features, okay, from Almotakamel itself. This is the entrance to Almotakamel. Everyone will have a link, okay, and username with password, and he can link directly to the system. He can change the language, Arabic or English. He will put the username, the password. He will pick the company that he has a privilege to work with and put the password to log in. Also, there is a part, okay, in the system for the administrator just to monitor what we said, to define the times of the users and so on. This part is related to the administrator. I can enter, okay, also change the language and get the users that I defined on the system. These are the users defined, and from here I can give some privilege for these users to use some forms and some reports, some other privilege like price privilege, but is the important thing here is the time privilege. Through here I can define the dates or the time that they are going to log on the system, the working days and the days off, okay? And when press create privilege, the privileges are going to be created so that the user, okay, will never log into the system out of this schedule. Also here, when we look to the system and we need to see the transaction that happened, okay, for an example, we are going to talk about the document in the warehouse, okay. Through any document, okay, I can retrieve the document and I can press a button called historical data that will show me everything about this document. Of course, there is some huge setup made one time, okay, to monitor this, to have this historical data, who created the document, who modified the document, and when. Everything with dates and time, okay? And also there is some setup to follow up the deletion of the documents, who deleted this one, okay? Not only the user, but from which computer, from which network, I can know about it from the audit module. Okay. The second point we are going to talk about is the approval system. Okay, and how we get the benefit of using this module. As you know, as we all know, one of the chronic problems that we face, or the high management face, that the paperwork. Okay, and one of the most important aims for any management is to work paperless. So concerning this system, okay, we are using this system to make an online approvals. For any document, there is no need for the user, for the person who is going to give the approval, is to be existed at the office. He can approve from anywhere, not from the system only, but from his mobile. He can open something called inbox, which will show him all the documents needs to be approved by him. Okay, and he can reject or approve or even transfer to another user this document to be approved. One of our successful example here in this field is a customer called Rajh Group. He has a group of 6 companies, okay? And you can imagine the number of documents that will need to be approved through these companies' departments, okay? Through Almotakamel, he managed to make an online approval for all the documents needed, and also it is not needed for the users to be existed at the office to create these documents for approval. No, they can do it from anywhere, also through working online in Almotakamel. Let us see some information about the approval system. Okay. Here we will find all the documents defined in Almotakamel, okay, like sales invoices, like receiving in warehouse, issuing from warehouse, issuing checks, bank remittance, everything. All the documents is down here, and I can create the approval through a previous setup, like financial approval, high management approval. I can put a minimum number of users to approve. I can put a sequence for this approval. It is going to be sequential or parallel approval. Also, I can define the users here with some condition. And it is not open to be approved only, no, but I can put also a condition. Like this example, I put a condition that the financial manager is going to approve a document of issuing a check or cash or bank remittance in some amount, like 10,000. Okay, some other person like chief accountant will approve in the limit of 1,000. The high management, there will be no limit for them. Okay, so as we were saying, through this condition, I can make some condition, okay, for some manager to approve something like vacation request for his own employees only, okay? So I can define this condition here, and when he approve, it will be fulfilled. This is concerning the setup of the approval. How will he approve? In the system, there is something called inbox. In here, when he retrieve some specific document in some specific date, okay, he can get all the requests that needs to be approved, okay? From here, he can approve or reject, and he has some information about this document in this line, and this form is dedicated to the person who is going to approve, which is the financial manager in this case, okay? And as I said before, also he can open this form from his mobile just to make the approval direct. And I can check for the approval with whether this document is approved by another person or not yet, okay? And also through the next step, the next point, he will know that there is some documents needs to be approved. Through the alert system, when the document is created, he will get a message or email, okay, saying that he has to approve this one. And this is the point we are going to talk about, which is the alert system. Okay, concerning the alert system, which is the third point, most of the companies has a critical information, okay, that they need to know about as soon as it happens, okay? And through working offline, this information may happen, okay, and they doesn't get it in a suitable time, which will make a negative effect on their decision. So through the alert system, I can define some actions that will happen in the system. And as soon as this transaction happen or this event happen, I will take an instant alert through SMS or through mail. Okay, I can take a periodic alert as well. Let us talk about examples for the alert. Okay, I need to follow up the reorder point of the item balances. When it reach the reorder point or maximum level or minimum level, I should have an alert directly. Also, I can follow up something like the due date of invoice, and I need to tell the customer about it is going to be due in 3 days. So I can prepare this event, okay, and tell the system, tell the client. Also concerning HR, I can take an alert for residency cards that will expire in 1 week or 2 weeks. All of this can be defined as a setup, and also the messages that I will get, okay, will be defined by the user also. It is not constant. I can create a message as per my requirements, and also I can send to one person or a group of person. There is a place to define some group, like group of sales. I need to tell them some information. A group of employees, I need to tell them some information. A group of customers, a group of vendors. So I can send to anyone. And concerning the customers and vendors and employees also, I have in their database, I have their phone numbers and I have their mails. So the system is going to read according to the data in the client data and vendors data and send them the alert. It is not only used in actions that happens in the system. No, I can prepare some marketing messages. Like sometimes I have some discounts, some offers, some promotions. So I can prepare it and send it to the database of my clients directly, which will help the sales process. Okay, let us see how we use the alert system. Okay, from the alert system, from here I can define the events that will happen. And let us take an example. I need to monitor the minimum level, okay, the items balance minimum level, and I'm going to define it as an equation from here, comparing instant balance is less or equal minimum level. So when the transaction happens, okay, the system will feel the event is achieved, so it's going to send the alert instantly. And from here, I can create the alert transaction. This is the event that we defined. It is instant or batch periodic. Okay, I can send to mail, SMS, or even in a file in the database. I can pick a group from the predefined groups. Okay, in the system, like a warehouse group, I need to tell them some information. I can send to them. Also, I can follow up the transaction, insert or update or delete. Also, I can define, as I said, a predefined message by the user that I need to say in this alert. Okay, the fourth point here is using a mobile system for quick queries. Okay, this part is going to help the high management to get a quick and important information from anywhere, such as bank balances, save or treasury balances, the overdue sales invoices. Also, it is important to know sales value updates, okay, day by day or at the same time, for a certain date, for a certain week, for a certain month, or a certain period, as long as I want. Also, we need to know about our major customers, our most important sellable items. Okay, all of this information could be taken from the server, but if we are offline, I will take a lot of time to get such an information. but through the quick queries, I can open my mobile from anywhere and have this information. And let us talk about this one. From the mobile, this video is from the mobile. Okay, I can open the application. Of course, I will log in using username and password. Okay, when I log in, I will find some reports like largest sales invoice, branch sales daily. Okay, branch sales annually, purchase offer, client details, client sales annually, product quantities, bank balances, treasury balances, major customers. All of these are existed in the menu, and I can use any one of them. Let us take an example for bank balances. When I get the bank balances, I will have a chart talking about these balances in each bank. I can change it. I can change the view, okay, to have the actual amounts for each bank. And I can return to the chart and change the chart into 3D, like a pyramid, okay? And I can pick one of the balances to know about it, of the banks to know about it. Also, I can return to the chart. I can have it horizontal or vertical. I can have it ascending or descending. Yani, there is some features that I need, that I will need in using this quick query, okay, according to each one. Let us have another example, which is balances due date. I will get the information according to each branch. Okay. Also, I can have a report upon categories bestseller. I'm categorizing my customers. Okay. So according to these categories, I can take a report talking about the bestseller category in my company. This is important because it saves time. All these transactions are reflected to the system. When it happens to the system, it will reflect the quick queries. So I will get the information as soon as it happens. Okay. The fifth point here is using integration to link with other sites and applications. In light of rapid development in this means of selling and providing services through mobile application and websites, many of our clients decided to implement website or mobile application to provide their services or to sell their products, okay? And after that, they needed to link these websites and applications to Almotakamel database. In this field, we succeeded to make something called web service, okay, which allow us to read data from these applications or to send data to this application. For an example, we have a client in Saudi Arabia called Al-Umari, okay, for office furniture. He requested something that when his buyer entered the mobile application or the site to buy some items, he doesn't have the balances of these items. And this type of information is related to or existed in Almotakamel database. So in here, we according to the web service we created, we managed to display this information from Almotakamel in the site so that the buyer can see the balances of the items that he needs to order, which will make it much more easier. Of course, and there is some other requests, but this is one example from the request of the integration happened between the mobile application and the sites and Almotakamel ERP. The last point here is using mobile application of sales representatives or salesmen. Okay, concerning distributing companies and factories that distribute their products through sales representatives, whether the salesman is going to create a paper invoice in the customer side, okay, or a paper sales order in the customer side, as happened in the past. But right now, through this mobile application, the salesman could go to the customer site, okay, create his own invoice and print it to him also, create a sales order, and instantly when he creates this transaction, it will reflect the Almotakamel database, which will give the information instantly to the high management. Anytime they are going to ask about anything, they will find it instantly. Also, the high management here needs to follow up the attitude of the salesman, and does they stick to their itineraries or not. Also, they need to follow up the balances in their cars. Okay, a lot of information they managed to follow up instantly through working on this application. And there is another option, an important option here for the salesman. Sometimes he goes to a customer, okay, or some customers with no coverage for internet. So he can use the mobile application offline, and when he gets some internet, he is going to press a button to synchronize all the data he already made on his mobile application to be reflected to the server database. This was the last point. Okay, it was my pleasure to serve you today. Okay, right now, if there any question occurred, please, anyone needs to ask anything, he can raise hand, and I will open the chat. Yes, Mr. Mohan. Good morning. How do you do?
Presentation.
You are most welcome.
If I have an existing database in Microsoft Dynamics, can I do a merging
You mean to take some information from this database to Almotakamel database, or have the transaction? But right now, in the beginning of any project, okay, we have some master data like items data, vendors data, clients data, and so on. So this way we can extract from the old database, okay, through an Excel sheets and upload to the system. But if you mean you need to have an old data, okay, it is according to the web service. I have to.
master data in Microsoft Dynamics?
Is it possible? Of course, through a lot of things. First thing is the easiest thing is to export to Excel sheet. We have our own templates. Okay, you can export to Excel sheet and we can upload. This is the first one. The second one, we can make a middleware database to treat information. And the most highest thing is the web service that I talked about. We can create a web service to read from.
Also, you mentioned that you can access from the mobile.
Access
If
what?
I look, you mentioned that in one of the slides that you can access this data in terms of approval from the mobile.
Yes, I can make approval from the mobile. Yes.
Is there a facility if I need to reject a purchase order and I need to notify the concerned buyer while approving? So
Yes.
the way it
This is according to the setup that I'm going to do in the alert. Okay, right now there will be an event will happen. This event is rejecting the PO. Okay, so in the setup I'm going to define for whom this message is going to be sent to. If I need it to be sent to the procurement guys, it will be sent. If I need it to send it to the supplier, it will be sent. If I need it to send to post, it will be sent. This is according to the setup that I will going to create. Yes, this is a setup, not even, it is not development customization, it is a setup. And this setup is created by the user as per his requirements.
My third question is, can this ERP solution of Almotakamel can talk to two different databases?
Yes, as I said, through a web service or a middleware, I can talk to any other database to treat information, to take information from it or to give it information.
We have CNC machines and we have machine programming in the CNC machines. Can I take the man number and the machine number directly into the ERP solution?
This has to be studied. Yani the type of information that I need to treat with other database, okay, has to be studied case by case. It is not something generic that I can do. Yes, yes, yes. Talking to other database is possible. There's no issue. But what I'm going to take from and give, okay, this will be according to the case we are studying.
Thank you, sir.
You are most welcome. You are most welcome. As we do with our customers, okay, implementing Almotakamel will be in stages, some stages. I'm going to make analysis, okay, for each department, for the documents, for the cycle of this department, okay. And as I told you, we need the master data in the beginning. This master data could be prepared in our templates, Excel templates, to upload to the Almotakamel. Okay, so we can extract from old system like Focus and so on, and this is what we did with our customers. Yani, our late customer is Global Phone. We took all the information from the old ERP, okay, and we prepared on Excel sheet and uploaded and started to work. Yes, yes, which is the opening balances will be the opening balances in Almotakamel. Also, we upload this type of information. You are most welcome, Mr. Zakir. If there is any other question from any other person. Okay, right now we had a summary, okay, for Almotakamel. Yes. How do you do, sir?
I want to know what technology is using in software.
We are using Oracle database and Oracle tools. Yes. No, 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 no. Our development team, we have a lot of branches. One, the headquarters in Egypt. We have another branch in Alexandria, Egypt. Also, we have a branch in what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. The development is in headquarters. The technical support and sales team and implementation team is related to each branch. In Egypt, in Libya, in Oman, in Bahrain, in Saudi Arabia, has their teams, okay? But the development team is in the headquarters. You are most welcome, sir. I will confirm that our branches is in Egypt, Oman, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, okay, and Libya. And this was a summary of the most important features of Almotakamel. Please, if anyone needs some other information, we can make a case study and live demo, okay, for a certain case or general case, so that you can connect to our colleagues in these branches, okay, to prepare a live demo for you. And these days we have a lot of offers, discounts, and free modules. Also, you can take the benefit of it. Thank you so much. If there are any question, I can answer before we close. Hello? Yes, I can hear you, sir.
How this software will suit my business model?
Sort what?
Software will suit my business model. Basically, I am of the my income is
It is like a service activity. Okay, first you can use the GL, okay, so you can have a balance sheet and so on. And also we have the part of HR. You can use the benefit of it. Mainly, we have to make a case study to have some other information to be able to decide which modules will be suitable for you.
say I have a payment gateway, and secondly, I have backend report of the app through which the clients are getting services. So, both these two things together, and that itself will be automated.
Okay, you can have a call with our colleague in your country, okay, and we can prepare a visit or an online visit to study your details, okay, and your needs, and we can make a demo. Okay, sir. Okay, thank you so much for your attendance, okay, and it was a pleasure to talk to you all today. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Thank you.